What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna start off really quick. We're just gonna rip right into this. I just got our first official sample of something that I've been working on, and I figured that we would unbox it together. I ripped the bag open and I was like, I should probably film this, so don't mind the open bag. I already opened it, but I have not opened the box. I don't know what the samples look like, so let's go ahead and unbox together. I'm gonna show you guys what we got. See? Okay, so I'm actually quite excited about this because I've dabbled with what I'm gonna show you guys in a minute, just a little bit. I ordered 2 of these things previously when I was still doing this whole Stallion Co thing, and I feel like I've gotten a little bit better with my understanding of the product specifically. I also wear the product like quite a bit more now, and yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys. Stop yapping. We got some hat samples, all right? One is gonna be a baseball cap and the other is going to be a trucker hat. So what I did was I got one full sample of a baseball cap, and then the manufacturer actually sent me a free sample of their trucker hats as well, just so I could get an idea of what it looks like before actually placing an order. Because like I said in the last video, samples are pretty expensive. So my manufacturer was really nice and decided to send me a free sample of the trucker hat in hopes of actually ordering some. It's childproof. Let me show you guys the trucker hat first. Oh, this is actually sick. It was just a free sample, so I guess it's probably one of the ones that they already had pre-made. Like I said, this is the trucker hat that they sent me. It says thankful on it. I believe this is from maybe another brand, or it's just like a sample that they do. I'm not sure, but honestly, like, this thing looks really sick. I really like the brim shape of it already. Thankful. You can see like just, I mean, this isn't my hat, but you can see how clean the embroidery is. This is the 3D embroidery. So it's a little bit thicker across, got a nice brim. It's good firmness. Just looking at the hat on the inside, I'm hoping that you guys can actually see this, but there's no like stray stitching anywhere. Visually, just on the outer part of the hat, obviously stitching looks really good. It's really clean. You can see all the lines are nice and straight. When I was looking on the inside of the lining, there's just like a little bit of some stray stitching, mostly just like the finishing of it, kind of like right here. You can see there's a few stray stitches. Like I said, this is the trucker hat. This is not actually my hat, so just gonna try this on and see what it fits like, because trucker hats are definitely something that I wear a lot, and it's something that I want to eventually look at producing. So this is the fit of the trucker hat. This is the pre-curved brim, so I didn't actually curve this myself. It came this way, which is really nice. Overall, I think this looks quite clean. Fits my head really nice. There's no like weird spacing up here between my ears. Nice firmness on the top of the cap. For a free sample, I will take that for sure. This is the one that I custom designed. My manufacturer's name is on this. With this one, we were going for something super clean and super minimal. So with a dad cap, or like a baseball cap in general, obviously they are unstructured. So they're just a little bit different, a little bit more, I don't know if they're more casual per se, but they're definitely, they feel different. They're unstructured, they're not as heavy. But the material of this is really good. It is 100% cotton is what I used. I did a few finishing details on it. So I got the, just zoom in. I got a metal finishing clasp here. I did a custom 29 embroidery across the front panels. I honestly didn't think that this was gonna look as good as it turned out. When I first put it on my own mock-up, I was like, oh, I think this is too plain. But then I realized like the brand that I'm creating, I want it to be like kind of minimal, but also like the ability to wear pieces with pretty much anything. So this isn't like a statement hat by any means. The color of it is beautiful, and then obviously just the 2D flat embroidery of the 29 is just like super clean. Similar inspections, actually something I do want to show you guys that I custom put into these hats. Embroidery through the inside of it, and it just says every moment shapes us. And that is essentially 29 Collective's like brand motto, brand tagline. Every moment shapes us. So that's lined throughout the inside of the cap. Imagine if you bought a hat, most people aren't necessarily gonna go in and like inspect it per se. Like if it looks good on the outside, most people are gonna be happy with that. But for the few people that, you know, they would take the hat, they would look at it, they'd inspect it, they'd wanna see what details kind of went into it. And specifically like for me as a brand owner, like I would definitely want, especially this stitching across the front, like you can see it's pretty messy. So like this would all be feedback that I would give to the brand, be like, hey, we need the stitching on the inner lining really cleaned up. Like everything looks good from the outside, but once you kind of go in a little bit deeper, you can see that it is a little bit messy. Fit is really good. Obviously it is a custom sizing fit, so you can decide however you want it to fit with the strap at the back. Another thing that I did notice when I was playing around with the clasp is that it doesn't feel really like, it doesn't really feel like metal. It is metal, but it's just like, feels a little bit flimsy, and I want it to be a little bit more sturdy. So that's another piece of feedback that I would give to the manufacturer. I think it is something that I could incorporate into a first launch with these hats. Just being kind of like another piece that you would add as an accessory piece, really. Another thing I just noticed, oh my gosh, I just noticed this other thing. You see the lining on the inside of the hat? You can see it through the bottom of the hat, which is something that I really don't like. That would have to be fixed, absolutely. I do not like that at all. I'm just showing you guys everything, you know, behind the scenes, the ups and downs, the samples, because obviously like I'm not gonna sell something that has flaws like this. Gotta get it all fixed and sorted before I would do any sort of production of it. Like I said in the first video, like this is a super forward-facing brand. I wanna show you guys the highs and lows, the ups and downs, the good and bad. And yeah, so that's what we're working with now. Let me know what you guys think of these. Super excited to actually just have these in hand and just finally see some product, you know what I mean? Pretty happy with these hats overall. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later. It is currently 11:02 p.m. We just placed our sample order for the first drop of 29 Collective. $450 fucking later, man. This shit is not cheap, especially with the USD conversion. That's just for samples, so it is what it is. We're putting our own money into this shit, and you know, it's incentive to make it work. So I'm excited about that. I've been having some of these late nights because the factories in China are obviously a full day pretty much ahead of me here in Vancouver. The time change really messes it up. So it's like 9 p.m. in Vancouver when they're just starting their day. So I have like the evening time, like the late evening time here to be able to have conversations with them. They're gonna send me color swatches in a minute here just so I can finalize the colors and everything, get that sorted before they go into production. It's a fully custom design, so they said it will take a little bit longer than usual because it's not ready stock. I'm not pulling it off of a shelf, like they have to measure out everything and create everything. That's really fucking cool. Order placed. We're getting this thing moving. I'm so excited. I'll update you guys later.
Yeah, it was all so simple. If I really want it, then I got it. More than profit, melanin glow. Watch me rise and flow. WV is whole, made like stone. Cycle rolls. Morris bite till the time comes home.
I hope you're having a fantastic day. I am just sitting here doing a little bit of designing for some hats because I feel like I'm not 100% sold on what I showed you guys the other day. I'm not like super happy with how the sample turned out. It's minimal, but I feel like I can do better, you know what I mean? So when it comes to design wise, I'm just playing around with some different ideas. Kind of re-envisioned what I would do on the front of the hat. So I actually want to add the brand tagline onto the logo or onto the design at the front, just in minimal lettering, and then maybe create like this white border around. It's kind of like a patch. I think it could look cool. I feel like the other hats were just too minimal. I like the idea of it, but when it comes to like doing a first drop, I obviously want something that is a little bit more memorable. Memorable is a good word. I want the first drop to be memorable, and then I can kind of focus on more minimalistic designs. I want to give you guys a little update on the thing that I was talking about yesterday with doing the first sample order. So just for a little bit of clarity around that, obviously I ordered the hats already, and that was something that I had been working on before I decided that I wanted to do more than just hats. Because originally when I came up with the idea of 29 Collective, I wanted to do just hats, or maybe just start with hats, because it felt like an easier task. It was something that I could, you know, when it comes to doing hats, it's easy because it's one size. With clothing, sizing varies so much and you have to do a lot more with the sizing. Small, medium, large, extra large, for example. Whereas with hats, by incorporating a snapback or the clasp with the band, it's pretty much one size, so anybody can really adjust the size of a cap and make it fit their head. And so I thought that, you know, doing hats would be easier. And I was like, well, fuck, I don't want to just do easy, you know, I want it to be something that I build on. And that's why I decided to start doing hoodies and sweats, because these are all things that I wear regularly in my wardrobe. Like obviously I'm wearing a hat right now. So hats is a staple that I want to include, but it's just coming up with the right design for that. And then the order that I placed yesterday that I showed you, that is the actual sample order for the hoodies and the sweatpants. So in the first video, I went over kind of the tech pack of what I had been working on, and that is what I placed the order for. So just a little bit of clarity around that. $451 just for the hoodie and the sweatpants sample. So it is pretty expensive. Like, I don't want to be just constantly ordering samples of these things. Even the hats, like the first round of hats that I did, it was like, I think it cost me like 120 bucks Canadian. And that, I mean, that's not cheap for hat samples, especially if I need to continually revise. And seeing those hats now and wanting to do a different design on the first round of hats, obviously I'm gonna have to do another round of samples. So I don't want to be just like, fuck, I don't want to just be like throwing money away on the samples, because I still don't have any guaranteed profit out of this. You know, I need to get the products, I need to shoot them, I need to market them, and I need to show that you guys should actually buy them. Whereas if I'm just throwing money away, then I'm just constantly losing money, and it's not like I have like an endless supply of money to just be putting into this brand, right? So something I need to be a little bit more careful of moving forward is my design process. And instead of just rushing into doing samples like I did with the hats, especially, like I spent a couple weeks designing the sweats and the hoodies. With the hats, I really rushed into it. I probably designed it in like 3 or 4 days and then submitted it to get a sample and pay for the sample. So with this next round of hat samples, I really want to take a little bit more time with the designs, come up with some better, more creative ideas for hats, and, you know, create something more memorable. Right now I'm thinking like color palette wise for the hats, man, I'm really liking like this blue, like this really, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's like this really beautiful royal blue with a white stitch border around, and then the kind of cream embroidery of the logo with the tagline. So that's kind of what I'm playing around with right now. It's not as minimal, but it still looks super clean. It still looks minimal, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not throwing like these crazy graphics or designs onto it, but I really like how this looks just on my iPad right now. Play around with a few more versions of this, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Figured it would make sense to give you guys a little bit of clarity around the sample orders that I made, obviously because I showed you the hat samples that I've got at the beginning of the video. Little recap on where we're at. Sample orders are placed for the sweats and the hoodies. I've received the first round of samples of hats. Not happy with them at all, so I need to find revisions for that. I'm probably gonna resubmit a whole new design and then go from there. Learning lessons, you gotta spend money a little bit to make money kind of thing. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it with where we're at. Logo or samples for the hoodies and stuff should probably take about 3 weeks to make. I probably won't get them until mid-January, and then hopefully I'll have the next round of hat samples also in the works by that time. So yeah, I mean, we're looking good. What I'm really just gonna do right now is just continue fucking around with designs, because I feel like you can never have enough designs, and you can constantly improve on your designs, come up with more creative ideas, and just get better overall at the process. Like, I've only been doing this for about a month now, so I'm only gonna get better at this, which is something that I'm really excited about. And yeah, so I think that's where we're at. I'm gonna close this video here probably. I don't think there's anything else really left that I want to kind of inform you guys on. So with that being said, if you guys are enjoying this series, we're only 2 episodes in, but I'm trying to give you guys a little insight into everything that I'm doing, keep you up to date on things. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, drop a like, drop a comment, jump into the Discord. The Discord's gonna be linked in the description as well. I think that's it. So I will see you guys in the next video. Episode 3 coming soon. Stay tuned. Peace.